This game belongs to everyone. Ah. Hey everyone, we're playing everything today, as requested by Patreon subscriber Nux. Actually, I don't even know if you can beat this game or what. I'll probably just hang out for a while, see what the deal is with this thing. Pressing directions isn't quite doing what I think it would do. What's the meaning of this? It's me? Where am I? Yeah, it's pretty much what. Yeah, it pretty much summarizes what everything is. A horse. What the? What are you? Oh, video games. My eyes are floating off my head. Press A in your thought icons to listen to thoughts. Are you a thought? You caltrop thing? You are a horse. Gray. Open to animal. Yeah. I too like to open animals. Wait a minute, hang on. Wait. Didn't really think that sentence through. The direction you press is more of a suggestion than anything. It's a movement system. Oh, those are baboons. Of course they are. I guess on the top of the screen you can see my joystick. Like what I'm pressing. And I guess it's like a compass direction. Oh, there's a thought. Trying to talk to you, thought bubble. Did you just leave when I was going that way? As long as you keep moving in any direction you choose, that will take you where you need to go. Obvi, I'm a strong, independent horse. I don't need no goal. I do need look inversion, if you don't mind. Thank you. There you go. The role is my family. I need them, and they need me. I have thought about leaving them. I'm just not sure where I'd go, or even if I'd enjoy it more. Is a pack of rocks called a roll? The rock and roll? Where have video games taken us today? In this wild world. I tried counting the grass around me, but I gave up quickly. Yes. Hi everyone! You found me! Finally! We've been waiting for you for such a long time. Notice my thought had the thought icon. Look for others with this. We're here to show you what you're able to do and help you navigate everything. Good luck. Taking any of this in, horse? Are you learning as the peacock's roll? What a way of movement. My people. It's like a god. What? Wait. Am I all of us now? No. Okay, he started moving on his own, so I thought maybe I'd started controlling everyone. This is like a goddamn Syriac video. Is this tree thinking? Look closely and you will find what you're after. Don't get discouraged. Everything is here to help you. Do I have other buttons? It wasn't this sunny last spring. This is really ruining my vacation. What? How? Who? No. No vacation, only tree. Up. Everything sings. Singing is how all things communicate. Singing helps how things find or avoid one another. It deepens bonds between some things and separates others. It's how things announce their existence. So, sing. Sing all day long. I want to hear what you sound like, and so does everything else. If other things hear you, they might sing back. Oh. My people! We must rise up and create an economy and other stuff. We are the humans now. Do monkey like sing? Okay. I get sparkles? Like my guys had exclamation points, but you guys get sparkles. What do things mean? For you? Ah, wolves. Natural ally of horses. Just sticking out of the ground with his nose. What a visual. New horses. Think that guy's broken, Steve. I dare you to love me without any motive. I am crazy, though. Hey, how far back do you think gray horses go? You might not always feel it, but you took trillions of generations of gray horses getting mixed up all the way back to forever. It's incredible you made it through and finally arrived here. The other gray horses around here are reflections of you from back then. Each with their own dreams and their own lives to live. As you meet other gray horses, you will sometimes feel inseparable from them. And find where you really start and end is up to you. I can join them. I thought there might be like a swarm button. Now we can rise up, horses. Rise up. Oh my god. Now it's definitely a Syriac video. There's nothing like the smell of grass in the afternoon, except maybe for the smell of flowers and leaves and bushes. But other than that, really nothing like grass and weeds. Those are all the things, mostly. But you're dumb not horses. Yeah. Shun the non-believer, the other horse. He cannot be like us. We are homogeneous to a fault, and that cannot be ended. There you are. Over time you might find that there's no right or wrong path to take here. As you explore, you might feel that parts of you need to go their own direction, because you can't control everything at once. At least not yet. Try letting go of a few things. No. I don't want to release any of my horses. They're me. It's important. My biomass must only grow. Gorillas. We just all went raining off the cliff. Center around the obelisk. Oh, it's just random rabbits that just are happy to see us. The figure is not satisfied with us yet. You're too tall to talk to. I've been practicing my serious tree stare all day. Watch me. I will not. Is it the same one or a different one? Am I looping? I'm definitely a sun type of tree. I was born in the sun, and in it I'll pass on. You were born in the sun? Molded by it? If there's one thing you can say about a rock, it's that we love the sun. It just gets us going like nothing else. Can I look at the sun? I don't think I can see the sun because it's directly overhead. Am I the sun? Is this icon on the top of the screen a representation of the sun? The everything? Well, this thing's odd. I tried hitting X because it looks like a big X. Frolic and be free. There's a lot of these. And the setting's homogeneous enough that I can't quite tell if they're like new or old ones. Hey, what do you make of all the small things around here? All the plants and little creatures? Are they here for you or are you here for them? It's hard to imagine that everything could be here for each other. Because you can only see things from a gray horse's perspective. Just as I can only see from a rock's perspective. But if you want to, you can always see things from a little thing's point of view. Try it. Oh. Get close to something small and hold down L2. Rocks, we must swarm. We must swarm. We're like a shittier version of rock than those other ones. Whoa. The scale of this changed very quickly. Hi, friend. Looks like you've seen things from a little thing's point of view. Now you might wonder what it's like to see things from other way around. Things from the bigger thing's point of view. Out of all the points of view you can find, which one's the right one? The grass? Am I the grass right now? Yeah, I am. The grass is just the everything. Yeah, it grows to fill in the empty spots when I get to them, but other than that, it's just like, I just am the stuff. Life hasn't been easy for an old tree seedling like me. An old seedling. I never had time for no vacation. Too busy doing my job here. I plan on retiring as soon as I'm done avoiding my life. Samesies? And once again, weird disc rock. Yes! Crush, kill. So begins the end. I sing the song that ends the world. This is an actual calamity to be afraid of. Oh my god. There may not be more gray horses to find. There's definitely more rocks. This is my destiny. Do other driftwoods like the rain? I have no idea. You'll have to ask them. I couldn't care less. Alright, move out. Maximum power. Oop. I don't think you can add new people when you're in speed mode. It's getting dark. Is that a cat? No, it's a wolf. They're so small now. Wolf, you are chosen. All the rocks just sort of stay here. It's a monument to my sins. The rock field, where the trolls live. This visual is incredible. It's the dumbest thing. Friendo. There we go. We must find the others. What was that? It went away. Okay, what is that symbol? It's a gray horse? What there is.
I find it a little difficult to say what the subject matter of this seminar is going to be, because it's too fundamental to give it a title. I'm going to talk about what there is. Now, the first thing, though, that we have to do is to get our perspectives with some background about the basic ideas which influence our everyday common sense our fundamental notions about what life is about. Ideas of the world which are built into the very nature of the language we use and of our ideas of logic and of what makes sense altogether. And these basic ideas I call myth, not using the word myth to mean simply something untrue, but to use the word myth in a more powerful sense. A myth is an image in terms of which we try to make sense of the world.
A myth is an image in terms which we try to make sense of the world. Also, Wolfpack. Yeah. I'm finding them. So unexpected audio log just kind of came out. The bears stand up. Of course they do. That's got to be like an annoying walk cycle because you like stop and start with every single movement. I was wondering if there'd be another one of those. I saw one a moment ago before I found that one, but maybe that was the same one. Like maybe they move around. As you wander around, you might sometimes feel a bit lost. That's normal, and you don't need to worry about it. Lots of things have passed through here and felt the same. But eventually everything finds what it's looking for. I think it's time to do the thing that I think they intended me to do, which is to grow outward a bit. Alright, y'all have fun together. I need to grow. Grow. I am the apple tree. Moving in fast. I don't think I can make trees join me necessarily. Oh. A world that peoples.
You, as a human being, you grow out of this physical universe in just exactly the same way that an apple grows off an apple tree. So let's say the tree which grows apples is a tree which apples, using apple as a verb. And a world in which human beings arrive is a world that peoples. And so the existence of people is symptomatic of the kind of universe we live in. Just as hair on a head is symptomatic of what's going on in the organism. But we have been brought up not to feel that we belong in the world. So our popular speech reflects it. We say, I came into this world. You didn't, you came out of it. We say, face facts. We talk about encounters with reality, as if it was a head-on meeting of completely alien agencies, and the average person has the sensation that he is a somewhat that exists inside a bag of skin, the center of consciousness, which looks out at this thing and what the hell's it going to do to me? I recognize you. You kind of look like me, and I've seen myself in a mirror, and you look like you might be people. So maybe you're intelligent. Maybe you can love too, and perhaps you're all right. Some of you are anyway. You've got the right color of skin, or you have the right religion, or whatever it is. You're okay. But there are all those people over in Asia, and Africa, and they may not really be people. When you want to destroy someone, you always define them as unpeople.
When you want to destroy someone, you always define them as non-people. This is a lot to take in now. We've definitely gone places. This is a completely different land. Life mostly involves going out and entangling yourself with others. But I want to show you another way of getting mixed up. A beautiful thing you can do. That's dancing. To dance is to move in a pattern and not towards anywhere in particular. To make yourself the destination, and to enjoy never quite arriving. Dancing always takes two, but the more the merrier. Everything dances a little differently, so try doing it with different things. Dancing. A new Rocky Mountain elk is ready to be born. Press A. Wait. Wait, the dancing is fucking. Apparently. That's how you breed in this game. I'm curious, can you turn on subtitles? There we go. I didn't know going in that that'd be like a thing. We can just attach to all the shrubbery, grow, thrive, spread. No. Boop. The plants are talking to each other. They do not understand. Caterpillar. More caterpillars. Dance caterpillars. Little spin. Another idea altogether.
We have this hostility to the external world because of the superstition, the myth, the absolutely unfounded theory that you yourself exist only inside your skin. Now, I want to propose another idea altogether. Billions of years ago, you were a big bang. But now you're a complicated human being. But so we define ourselves as being only that. If you think that you are only inside your skin, you define yourself as one very complicated little curlicue, way out on the edge of that explosion, way out in space and way out in time. And then we cut ourselves off and don't feel that we're still the Big Bang. But you are. Depends how you define yourself. You are actually, if this is the way things started, if there was a Big Bang in the beginning, you're not something that is a result of the Big Bang. You're not something that is a sort of puppet on the end of the process. You are still the process. You are the Big Bang, the original force of the universe, coming on as whoever you are. See, when I meet you, I see not just what you define yourself as, Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so. I see every one of you as the primordial energy of the universe coming on at me in this particular way. I know I'm that too. But we've learned to define ourselves as separate from it.
I set my controller down for a moment to take a drink when the audio log started, and they just started wandering on their own, so I've just kind of been watching. This is what happens when you don't play the game. It kind of plays itself. They'll wander and interact. They won't just stand still, lifeless. The world will end in the year you die. Tense. Hey, little guys. The ants must swarm. There's so many of them. Join us. I don't think ants make the sound. They have different dancing animations. Hold A to keep producing more black ants. They reformulate based on how many people. The dancing pattern changes every time they multiply to fit the new number. They have so many different marching patterns. Whoa. That was the swag move I wasn't ready for. So if you want a bunch of a thing, it's actually easy. I can create a wolf pack that will devour the sun. A Mobius strip. There's the big one again. I stopped holding it down conveniently right when I did it again. The middle one just stands there. He's the foreman. There's just so many now. They travel like an arrow. Not sure how long I will last out here. It's nice and all, but I'm not as fast as my friends, and I have a feeling I'll get eaten. Can we go up walls? Because you're on a wall. Is that a power I had when I was that? No such thing as things.
What I would call a kind of a basic problem we've got to go through first is to understand that there are no such things as things. That is to say, separate things. That is only a way of talking. If you can understand this, you're going to have no further problems. I once asked a group of high school children, what do you mean by a thing? And first of all, they gave me all sorts of synonyms. They said it's an object, which is simply another word for a thing. It doesn't tell you anything about what you mean by a thing. Finally, a very smart girl who was in the group said a thing is a noun. And she was quite right. A noun isn't a part of nature, it's a part of speech. There are no nouns in the physical world. There are no separate things in the physical world either. See, the physical world is wiggly. The clouds, mountains, trees, people are all wiggly. And only when human beings get working at things, they build buildings in straight lines and try and make out that the world isn't really wiggly. But here are we sitting in this room all built on straight lines, but each one of us is as wiggly as all get out.
Each one of us is as wiggly as all get out. Hell of a sentence. A thing is an object. That doesn't say anything. It's just another synonym. Thing is a noun. I want to find the tardigrade, damn it. Gotta be a tardigrade. Oh my god. This is a significant change in size. Thoughts are the friction between things and other things. Thoughts would never exist if everything thought it was the same thing. As you go around listening to things, their thoughts will make impressions on your mind. When you go out and experience life, you will have your own thoughts. And they will reflect the things you've listened to and absorbed. Give thinking a go, just try not to take it too seriously. It's nice. And felt the dark? I was born in the dark type of grass around you to help you. Living it! Oh. Oh. Are we like smaller than light now? All of us must join together. What? Getting hold of the wiggly world.
Now then, when you want to get control of something that wiggles, it's pretty difficult, isn't it? You try and pick up a fish in your hands, and the fish is wiggly and it slips out. What do you do to get hold of the fish? You use a net. And so the net is the basic thing we have for getting hold of the wiggly world. A net is something regular. And I can number the holes in a net. So many holes up, so many holes across. And if I can number these holes, I can count exactly where each wiggle is in terms of a hole in that net. But in order to do that, I've got to break up the wiggle into bits. I've got to call this a specific bit, and this the next bit of the wiggle, and this the next bit, and this the next bit of the wiggle. And so these bits are things which I mark out in order to talk about the wiggle, in order to measure it, and therefore in order to control it. But in nature, in fact, in the physical world, the wiggle isn't bitted. So the world doesn't come thing. You and I are all as much continuous with the physical universe as a wave is continuous with the ocean. The ocean waves, and the universe peoples. And as the wave, I wave at you and say, you! The world is waving at me with you. And saying, hi, I'm here. But the way we feel and sense our existence, being based on a myth that we are made, that we are parts, that we are things, our consciousness has been influenced so that each one of us does not feel that. We feel we have been hypnotized, literally hypnotized, by social convention into feeling and sensing that we exist only inside our skins, that we are not the original bang, but just something out on the end of it. And therefore we are scared stiff. Gosh, my wave is going to disappear. And I'm going to die. And that would be awful.
The world doesn't come thinged. I don't know if you get smaller than this. Yeah, I tried getting smaller once and I just became another sphere. Whoa. We are going right now. I wonder what that's representative of. That distortion. Symmetry? Symmetry, that's what it's saying. Where is that coming from? I can't become it. Unless it's bigger than me. I don't think it is though. No. Alright, let's try to de-Ant-Man ourselves. If I can. I'm fluorine. So right now I'm a molecule. So that was like quarks and stuff earlier. If this is a molecule. I haven't found a tardigrade. Tardigrades are the hot shit lately. You put them in every game. In every fiction. What is that? I need to be so much bigger. I am a seed, milady. What is that, like a piece of shell? What's that wiggle thing? What am I? Mycobacterium. I'm worthless, so what? See you later, punk. Don't listen to me. I don't understand what's going on. There was another voice thing a second ago, but I lost it. They just vanish. It can be really hard to have a grasp on your surroundings. There we are. A theory worth betting on.
You are a fluke. You are a separate event. And you run from the maternity ward to the crematorium, and that's it, baby. Now, why does anybody think that way? There's no reason to, because it isn't even scientific. It's just a myth. And it's invented by people who wanted to feel a certain way. They want to play a certain game. Camus said there is only really one serious philosophical question, which is whether or not to commit suicide. Should you or not commit suicide? This is a good question. Why go on? And you only go on if the game is worth the candle. Now, the universe has been going on for an incredible long time. And so really, a satisfactory theory of the universe has to be one that's worth betting on. That's it seems to me, absolutely elementary common sense. If you make a theory of the universe which isn't worth betting on, why bother? Just commit suicide. But if you want to go on playing the game, you've got to have an optimal theory for playing the game.
Casual suicide just coming up in games I play is just becoming a thing, apparently. It just seems really shitty and callous for someone to just be like, well, I philosophize this and that, and I'm just like, you fuck it, kill yourself. It's just like a really reckless thing to say. Like, well, I've created an entire ideology where the ramifications of me recklessly saying this don't apply, so, I'm above criticism. Is like the outcome, but it's like, no. Don't just fucking say shit like that to people. Hello. Not on the list of things I thought might happen today. I guess they're not technically graves, but it's definitely the implication when you see them like that. They're still probably graves. Did this get spawned by me doing that? Hello? There's suddenly people? We went this long without evidence of people. Are the audio logs spawning things? I just become the wall? I did. I'm a snake! Can I keep spawning more wall? And then the little baby wall joined the big wall. They were happy forever. It's really trippy how it all links together. But there's like baby wall at the end because it has to grow up big and strong or some shit. I am man, but I am alone. How do I cease aloning? Must find more man. Or evidence thereof. Symptomatic of the scheme of things.
If there is any such thing at all as intelligence and love and beauty, well, you found it in other people. In other words, it exists in us as human beings. And as I said, if it is there in us, it is symptomatic of the scheme of things. We are as symptomatic of the scheme of things as the apples are symptomatic of the apple tree or the rose of the rose bush. The earth is not a big rock infested with living organisms, any more than your skeleton is bones infested with cells. The earth is geological, yes, but this geological entity grows people. And our existence on the earth is a symptom of the solar system and its balances, as much as the solar system in turn is a symptom of our galaxy. And our galaxy in its turn is a symptom of the whole company of galaxies. Goodness only knows what that's in.
There's something waiting out there. Listen to worry about it. Lots of things have no idea. You'd have passed through here and all, but I'm not as fast as my job. Long before rock continents were around, far back through time, all landforms were the same thing. A something that spread into every landform everywhere. A something all landforms will share here and now. You may find you aren't just rock continent, but every landform in existence. An expression of this great pattern known as landforms. Everything secretly knows this, and you know it too. Going with some things of the same category. Flock mode? Are we gonna Pangea? So I just gained flock mode where I can flock with things that are similar. So now those brown horses would have been able to come with me with my gray horse. Hello. Humanity? What are you up to? What's going on, buddy? I am old boat. Where have you guys been hiding out, huh? Yeah, I can now flock with old boat when I'm not old boat. People are appearing. Yeah, definitely. Once I messed with that one wall at a house and those obelisks, it became pretty clear that the world you wander around in is actually surprisingly small. As you can see it looping, basically, just when you get just out of line of sight. Woo! I figured there had to be things in the water, too. Oh, it's dolphin. We're a sperm whale, now we're a dolphin. More dolphins, please. Here we go. The audio log is hiding in the clouds. Maybe I'll find it a little later. I'm not really ready to move on. Obelisks are underwater. Eerie. Like ruins. Orca, apparently, is similar to dolphin. Enough so to swarm together. Oh. And so is whale. I don't see any signs of sharks so far. There's an old boat down here. The ocean biome feels maybe a little underutilized. I don't think I can become a fish. Oh, I can. I like unmerge. You can't fool me. You're basically a particle effect. Like the bass fish are like rendering like they're a swarm of bees or like something like that. They're not like individuals. I don't think they're even in. Yeah, they're all in 2D. I think so. They're all. Yeah, it's like playing as grass again. It's really funny. Like this was the part where they drew the line. They didn't need to draw the fish as being individuals. There's just a bunch of 2D images. One day the sea will swallow me up, and I won't be heard from ever again. have this afternoon, though. This moment with you, where we can both see it all happen together. Thank you. Aww. Time moves and fast forward when you're these guys. Oh, they just went straight through me, like ships do. Can I even catch that thing? It's moving so fast. One system of behavior.
When, as a scientist, you describe the behavior of a living organism, you try to say what a person does. It's the only way in which you can describe what a person is. Describe what they do. Then you find out that in making this description, you cannot confine yourself to what happens inside the skin. In other words, you can't talk about a person walking unless you start describing the floor. Because when I walk, I don't just dangle my legs in empty space. I move in relationship to a room. And so in order to describe what I'm doing when I'm walking, I have to describe the room. I have to describe the territory. So in describing my talking at the moment, I can't describe this just as a thing in itself, because I'm talking to you. And so what I'm doing at the moment is not completely described unless your being here is described also. So if that is necessary, if in other words, in order to describe my behavior, I have to describe your behavior and the behavior of the environment, it means that we've really got one system of behavior. That what I am involves what you are. I don't know who I am unless I know who you are. And you don't know who you are unless you know who I am. In other words, we're not separate. We define each other. We're all backs and fronts to each other. We and our environment, and all of us and each other, are interdependent systems. We know who we are in terms of other people. We all lock together. And this is, again and again, the serious scientific description of how things happen. And any good scientist knows that what you call the external world is as much you as your own body.
It's trippy being the sun and realizing all the other planets are orbiting you. Realizing that's where you've gone. And I'm a nebula. And I'm making them join me. Nebulas crashing together is actually like an issue. Things happen when that happens. From ever again, I have this moment with you. Die. You're the water cleaning itself, and air breathing itself, and the stars shining themselves. Ascend. You are a feedback sphere. Open to 1D. Like one dimension? I feel like I know where we're going here. Like I'm gonna loop back around size-wise as I ascend. Circles circling around circles inside circles circling around circles inside circles circling around. Join us. Calm your mind. Yep. 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 We looped all the way around. I figured. Where have I come out? Snowflakes. Can I reach the snowflake? Now there better not be any two of us that are alike. Oh, snow crystal. You can come with us, snow particle, even though you're ugly. Oh, there's already two of them that are the same as each other. Dance, nature, dance. Can't actually see them at this distance. The camera pans too far out for this camera angle to work. Do I grow as I roll? Maybe? No, I don't think so. It would have been a nice detail if they did that. I don't think I'm growing, but they already spaced out enough that'd be hard to tell. As you experience all the universe's things, each thing also experiences you. Things leave their mark on you as you leave their mark on things. And somewhere inside you is an impression of everything you've ever been. A great memory of things you can revisit anytime. And feel what it's like to be them again. You're always free to transform yourself into anything. Oh, the lake's frozen over. There's ice crystals on it. Kingi. I'm surprised they don't roll like the other creatures did. We kind of weirdly got rid of that. Oh, there's something that does that. Doggos. Be mine. The Arctic wolf in its natural habitat. I've kind of gotten full circle now. I just stampeded off a cliff as my pack of rolling wolves. We're spin wolves from Shovel Knight. Oh, the bears can join me. A whirlpool of water. In water.
Your skin doesn't separate you from the world, it's a bridge through which the external world flows into you, and you flow into it. Just, for example, as a whirlpool in water, you could say because you have a skin, you have a definite shape, you have a definite form. The whirlpool is a definite form, but no water stays put in it. The whirlpool is something the stream is doing. And exactly the same way, the whole universe is doing each one of us. And I see you today, and I recognize you tomorrow, just as I would recognize a whirlpool in a stream. I'd say, oh yes, I've seen that whirlpool before. It's just near so-and-so's house on the edge of the river. It's always there. So in the same way, when I meet you tomorrow, I recognize you. You're the same whirlpool you were yesterday. But you're moving. The whole world is moving through you. All the cosmic rays, all the food you're eating, the stream of steaks and milk and eggs and everything is just flowing right through you. When you're wiggling the same way, the world is wiggling, the stream is wiggling you. But the problem is, you see, we haven't been taught to feel that way. The myths underlying our culture and underlying our common sense have not taught us to feel identical with the universe, but only parts of it, only in it, only confronting it, aliens. And we are, I think, quite urgently in need of coming to feel that we are the eternal universe, each one of us. Otherwise, we're going to go out of our heads. We're going to commit suicide, collectively, courtesy of H-bombs. And, all right, supposing we do, well, that will be that, and it'll be life making experiments on other galaxies. Maybe they'll find a better game.
Maybe they'll find a better game. I just want to point out how goddamn fast those wolves have to roll now to keep up with the mammoths. Like, they are non-stop at an astonishing speed. Looking at an individual wolf roll on the screen is hilarious. Even more so than it was at the beginning. Because, like, they are just going full-on Sonic the Hedgehog meme. So now he made more of a point about the suicide argument where he kind of went somewhere more with it. Because left on its own, the original statement was just kind of worrying. But to some extent, the speech and the game as a whole are kind of both explorations of the blue dot phenomenon, I think it's called, or something like that. Where astronauts go to space and they look back at the Earth and they see that, like, right there, that pale blue dot is all of not only just everyone they've ever met, but every person on the planet, but also all of human history and everything that humanity has ever been is all right there. Instead of being in it, they're outside of it. And they can turn around and look back at it and see the entirety of it encompassed within their field of view, which is an impossible concept. And it's supposed to be really profound, have this effect on people. The penguins are just the one being that is not enough like us to join us. Everyone else is totally happy to join, but the penguins are an other. The attempted dancing looks incredibly strange. Bark, bark. Look at the seals just bouncing along. I'm worthless. So what? See you later, punk. Allow me to sing you the song of my people. How did I do? We call that rock music. Things that happen to us.
I wonder if it's ever struck you how curious a thing it is that most of the things that we experience, we regard as things that happen to us, which we ourselves do not originate, which are events expressing some sort of power or activity that is external to ourselves. And if you consider that, you realize that what you mean by yourself is rather narrowly circumscribed. Even events that go on in our own bodies are put in the category of things that happen to us in the same way as things that go on in the world outside our skins. If there's a thunderstorm or an earthquake, well, it happens to you. You're not responsible for it. But so in the same way, when you have hiccups, you didn't plan on it. If you have belly rumbles, you had no intention of doing it. And as to the catastrophic act of getting born, well, you had nothing to do with that. And you can spend all your life blaming your parents for putting you in the situation in which you find yourself. And this way of looking at the world in this sort of passive mood as something that happens to you goes right down to our general feeling about life. It goes down to the way in which we have been accustomed to look at human existence as a precarious event in a cosmos that, on the whole, is depicted as being completely unsympathetic and alien to our existence.
I think I'm leaving the other ones behind. Like maybe I'm at my cap. Or what you can do with trees. When you hit Y, you kind of form into like a circle. And there just kind of is this thicket here. This ring of trees where they all convene together. Conspiratorially. Snake! I am how snake move. Yes, this is how snake do. Hiss. Hiss, hiss. Now we are two snake. Make more snake now with the snake ritual. Snake ritual complete. Who are those armadillos? %, animals, by the way. Like, this game actually has a lot. Just gotta track them all down. Partly from hopping continents, but also maybe partly from just, like, kind of generating them as you go. I think playing more might continually add stuff to the pool. Like how humanity seems to be cropping up. I'm genuinely unsure if there's really like a end point to this game. I suppose if nothing else, you'd run out of audio logs eventually. They'd either loop or dry up. Every time I kind of wonder if it's already happened. Aw. Look at the little porcupine. Or are you... wait, are you a porcupine? Yeah, I think you're a porcupine. Or a hedgehog, I mean. Yep. Are you a coyote? Are you having a rest? What? Oh my god, it's adorable. It's a kit fox. Look at that sound. What a strange noise. It sounds like someone took a wolf noise and rewinded it or something. Hi everyone, I was wondering where you got to. But now that you've been able to see a lot of here, but not everything, when you first arrived here, there was a golden object in front of you. Do you remember it? It might feel distant now, but it's still there. This is a gate, made by things who weren't able to see how you see. Many things entered it, but weren't able to come back out, so we kept it locked. I'm gonna open it for you, but it's up to you if you want to enter. Good luck, and take care. I can now go through the golden gate. If I can find it again. Ooh. What a noise. Oh no, the sounds that turtles make. I see one. Not really part of all this.
If you're reared with a 20th century, or shall we say an early 20th century common sense, which is based on the philosophy of science of the 19th century, you regard yourself as an accident, a biological accident, in a stupid universe, which is mechanical, but has no feelings. A vast, pointless gyration of radioactive rocks and gas in which you happen to occur. Of course, if you don't have that point of view and you are more traditional, you look upon yourself as a child of God. And therefore, under authority. In other words, there's a big boss on top of all this. And you better watch your P's and Q's, because that Almighty is looking after you with the attitude of this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. And when you look at the world in that image, or in the other image that it's a stupid mechanism, either point of view you take, you don't really belong. You are not really part of all this. Or to put it in the strongest possible way, it is quite alien to our thought that the external world, which is defined as something that happens to you, and your body itself as something that you got caught up with, it is quite alien to consider all that as you yourself. Because you see, we have such a myopic view of what oneself is.
It's time to return to where we started. If I can even find it. Humanity's been growing. Like, time's been passing. There's now like a village in here? The torches and fireplaces all just lit up. Can I be a fireplace? Of course I can, why wouldn't I? And then the Fire Nation attacked. Stonehenge. Makes sense. Just having a normal one with the boys. Tetris blocks? Of course. Why not? This feels like where I started, but it could be a different green continent. Whoa. It's all here now. They say to return to where I started from, but I don't know how. Change your level of magnification.
Now, we come here to an extremely important principle, which is the different points of view you get when you change your level of magnification. That is to say, you can look at something with a microscope and see it a certain way. You can look at it with the naked eye and see it in a certain way. You can look at it with a telescope and you see it in another way. Now, which level of magnification is the correct one? Well, obviously, they're all correct. They're just different points of view. When we examine our bloodstreams under a microscope, we see there's one hell of a fight going on. All sorts of microorganisms are chewing each other up. And if we got overly fascinated with our view of our own bloodstreams in the microscope, we should start taking sides, which would be fatal, because the health of our organism depends on the continuance of this battle. What is, in other words, conflict at one level of magnification is harmony at a higher level. Now, could it possibly be, therefore, that we, with all our problems, conflicts, neuroses, sicknesses, political outrages, wars, tortures, and everything that goes on in human life, are a state of conflict which can be seen in a larger perspective as a situation of harmony?
I feel no connection to these roundhouses around me. Literally no point asserting myself to these chumps. I know I'm better. Damn. Get yours, buddy. Rocks around me. Literally no point asserting myself to seeing you, the water cleaning itself, and air breathing itself, and water cleaning itself, and... I don't like the look of this grass. It's just gonna swallow me up. So I thought it started on a green continent. I don't see the yellow thing though. Also, I switched from that green continent to this green continent and the same stuff was there. Whoa. Is this like a civilized continent? Are those people all over it? A city continent, it glows at night. No, that's not what I wanted. God damn it. There we go. Whoa. Okay, things have changed abruptly. Is that the yellow? What is that? What am I looking at? Oh, it's a tractor. They're a crane. Just an entire crane just driving around. Having a normal one. Events with intervals between them.
And you can say, aha, at last I see, I got the point. I've seen how all this makes sense. But what this insight depended upon was your overcoming the illusion that space separates things. That is to say, the space, the interval between your body and mine. The interval created by birth at one end and death at the other. And then after somebody's death, then somebody else's birth. These are events with intervals between them. And normally we regard these intervals in time and these intervals in space as having no importance, no function. We tend to see the universe itself as really consisting in all the stars and galaxies. That's what it is. That's what we notice. But the space in which all this happens is sort of written off as something that isn't really there. But what one has to realize is that the space is an essential function of the things in the space. After all, you can't have separate stars unless there is a space around. Eliminate the space and you will see you couldn't have this phenomenon at all. And vice versa. You couldn't have the space. They wouldn't be there in any sense whatsoever if there weren't the bodies in it. So the bodies in the space and the space are two aspects of a single continuum. They're related together in exactly the same way as a back and a front. And you just don't get one without the other.
If you all start dancing, does that make it a traffic jam? Oh, cops are here to pull us over. Or join us. Our nightmare flash mob. That was the ambulance. There's one little ambulance down there. This is an accurate representation of what it's like to play SimCity 2013. You have a whole city and every car is using the same street. Speed mode. Tree. Here I am, watching the sun wheel across the sky. Day after day, realizing I'll never know how a family car sees or thinks. But yet feeling that we understand each other. Now I understand you. Nope, not you, just the bench around you. Hi, I'm a bench. This game's just kind of hijacking the Let's Try slot for a few days. It's just going to be a big video, and then I'm going to take a break afterwards. I thought I didn't think I was. I thought I was gonna stop after like half an hour. Like, it keeps unfolding, and I'm just a little more curious over and over again. Like, okay, I'll stop in a minute. And then just something a little weirder happens, and I'm like, alright. Now I've got now they're taunting me with this, like, this gold thing. Where's the gold thing? I want to go back to it. I'll be unsatisfied if I go this long and I don't find the gold thing. Am I garbage? What? I am a pork chop. It walks like an animal does, because of course it does. And here are some dice. Ew. The sentient I'm a chicken drumstick. And like pieces of gum and like a sentient pizza are talking to me. It's really off-putting. Ha. I think the walk cycle might have bugged a little bit. We're having some trouble here. Ew, it's a poopy. The poopy has thoughts. Space is connective.
So the moment you see that intervals, that space is connective, you can understand at once how you are not just to be exclusively defined as a flash of consciousness that occurs between two eternal darknesses. That you consider that in the darkness that comes before your birth, there was no you, and in the eternal darkness that follows your death, there is likewise no you. And I'm going to discuss these matters not by appealing to any special spooky knowledge, as if I had been traveling on the higher planes and knew all my previous incarnations and therefore could tell you authoritatively that you are much more than this individuality. I'm going to do it on a basis of complete common sense, that everybody has access to the facts.
It makes recycling noises. It's a piece of wooden train track. There's nothing to do. Life is just one big waste of time. Are you a pebble or a piece of coal? Asphalt. A piece of asphalt. I am a tick. I would like to not be a tick, please. No. I don't like it. Let me be a tardigrade. A parasitic mite. Arachnid. No, thank you. Back to Bigger Rock. This guy wins the award for longest Let's Try nomination so far. We passed Sims. It's kind of a coincidence though, because it's also just a game I wanted to play. And it's the kind of thing you could potentially do in one video. So I'm kind of trying to. But we'll see. You are asphalt. Well, you don't gotta say it like that. Back from a little break because I've been going for a while. This is highly unorthodox, but I'm basically just throwing the entire day's recording schedule into this game at this rate. Which, I mean, I can get away with that this particular day. Do I look fat? I think I mentioned this in another video too, but I'm just doing a thing with Let's Tries where sometimes they'll be shorter than a half an hour, but sometimes they'll just be longer. And if they're much longer, then it's just like they just count as X number of videos and we just take a little vacation from Let's Tries afterwards. And I've never seen a living hell for me. Literally no point asserting myself to these chumps. It's like remixes of thoughts happening. This counts as being bigger somehow, these matchsticks. What do dancing matchsticks look like? I guess I should have expected that. Alright. We've been here for a bit, but I need to kinda... I'm gum now. These cracks are hell, you get stuck in them. Oh, there's something. I'm gonna try to find my way back to the gold thing again. A pattern of immense complexity.
Life is a pattern of immense complexity. And what you call yourself as a living organism, say, I am my whole body at the very least. Now, what is that body? That body is recognizable, and I recognize my friends when I meet them again, and you recognize me. Although the last time any of you saw me, I was absolutely something entirely different from what I am now. Just as the flame of a candle is never a constant. A flame of a candle is a stream of hot gas. Only you say the flame of the candle as if it were a constant. Well, it is a recognizably constant pattern. But in exactly the same way, we are all constant patterns. And that's all we are. The only thing constant about us at all is the doing rather than the being. It's the way we behave, the way we dance. Only there's no we that dances. There's just the dancing. There is no thing that whirlpools. There is the whirlpool, and in the same way, each one of us is a very, very delightfully complex undulation of the energy of the whole universe.
We're getting into castle territory now. Oh, this is a bunch of separate pieces. You need to nab them all up individually. But why is this so hard? They just form a grid and then spin the grid. I need to find my way back. So as far as I can tell, all green continents are the same. But they're not my green continent, it feels like. This does seem to be Earth, though. Let's see, what kind of settings are they? This initial layout, which is something else. Let's give them high access to the ability of ascending and descending. I wonder if the game... Let's put my controller down. Let's just chill for a bit. I wonder if the game will figure it out for me. Like, maybe that's the trick to finding my way back to the gold. The closest thing to a goal I have at the moment. So the game is now doing this on its own. A planetary system. What are you gonna do, game? It's choosing to loop again. Oh, I see that. Hang on. Assuming direct control. I like to nab these up when I can. I'm at Planck length. That's an incredibly small number. An exponential number. I think. The Planck constant? All that? Something like that. Where did you go? No, you're still there somewhere. A game of hide and seek.
Because life is basically a game of hide and seek. Because life is pulsation. On and off. Here it is, and now it isn't. And by being this pulsation, we know it's there. Now, from those very tiny fast rhythms, which give us the impression of continuity, there are also in this universe immensely slow rhythms. And these are very difficult for us to keep track of. And they impress us and depress us as our own life and death, as our coming and going, which goes for what is to us such a slow pace that we can't possibly believe that it is really a rhythm. We think of it as our birth, as something quite unique that could never occur again. Because we're so close to it, you see, and it's moving so slowly.
What is that guy? I briefly had the thought, like, was that a tardigrade? We didn't get it. It never came out of the blur, though. I have mixed feelings about the philosophical bent to the whole thing. To some extent, it's just my sometimes incompatibility with poetry and philosophy. Although sometimes a nugget comes through and really strikes me. And there's like an element of the we are all one-ness that doesn't always strike true to me. But it could be useful. as a metaphor and an explanation and a tool if you're trying to get people to come together. That's like a wedding ring. I can certainly appreciate it on that level. There it is. Wait, it actually did take... Hey. Come here. Come here. You did take me to it. I was right. That's how you get back. You let go. So on some level, I'm processing the idea of what's being expressed towards me. And just to further highlight that everything's going right, I'm a wolf again. Yeah. Join me, brother. We must go to the gold. Where'd it go? Yes, I totally solved it. You let go, and it takes you back to where you started. You have to stop trying to find it and resign yourself. There's resonance there between that and like the tone of what's been going on so far. It's a building now. It's almost like a church that's dedicated to like a molecule or the atom. It used to just be a weird blobby thing that was coming in and out of space. Uh-oh. Descend into the gate. Oh. This seems threatening. The process of growth.
The process of growth. The basic process of biology is one in which lower orders are always being superseded by higher orders. But the lower order can never figure out, or only very rarely figure out, what the higher order is that's taking over. And may see it as a terrible threat, as total disaster, as the very end. But can never be aware that the principle of growth always has and always will continue. Because that's what's going on. But you never know what the next step is going to be. Because if you did know, you wouldn't take it. Because it would already be past. Do you understand this? Any certainly known future is an event of which we can say, you've had it. And in that sense, it's past. When we play a game, the outcome of the game becomes certain. We at that point cancel the game and begin a new one. Because the whole zest of the thing, which takes me back to the idea that this whole thing is a hide-and-seek game, is that you don't know what the next order coming up is.
A message about uncertainty. When I'm about to do something uncertain. For me, if I support the message if a feeling of oneness is how people can be pushed into empathy and cooperation. It's just that for me, valuing empathy doesn't require a feeling of being one organism. I'm not sure what I expected. What am I? Come back here. I like how this thing just kind of came past me aesthetically, just to kind of make the noise at me. I was asleep the last few years. What happened? Where am I? This place is hell. All I see are things I want. There were many times that my friends all went out together. Birthdays, weddings, trips. I missed them all, so I could worry about myself. I missed all of it so I could accumulate more things. What a waste. I thought I wanted this, but it was all pointless. There's nothing when you get to the end. Nothing. I lost it all. It's all gone. I tried to tell everyone, but they wouldn't listen. Now it's just me again. Please help me suicide myself. I've had enough. Please help me. Oh, they're like fucked up distortions of animals. Those are bears and pigs. There's nothing but sadness here, and it goes on for miles and miles. I need to get out of here. Everything here hates each other. This is rough. Nothing is friendly here. Everything is hardened, bitter, lonely, and sad. I just feel wrong. I didn't used to feel wrong. I taught my children nothing, only to scrimp and save, and worry about yourself. They all wound up as bitter and alone as me. This isn't anything like I expected. The world is set up wrong. It's just set up wrong. I thought I was special. I deserved more. I mean, look at me. Do I look normal to you? They don't let you die here. It just goes on and on. My children never spoke to me, and now they never will. There are others that still want to get it here. Wow. I'm the most unique thing in the universe. I have to be. There's no other possibility. Where did all my things go? I lost everything. I never got to tell my parents how much I appreciated them. I had a lot of time. I just kept pushing them to the edges of my life as much as possible. I wanted them there. You know, it could have gone so many ways. I thought if I'd played it safe, everything would be okay. I'd never embarrass myself, and that would end up well. Our parents tried to do all the right things, but we never saw it that way. What is this? I tried to be practical, you know? I went through it doing what I thought would be reliable. I didn't know if any of it was. My children, I will never see them again. I neglected them so much, always focusing on my own issues. I can't explain it. That's what seemed important at the time. They all grew up to hate me. Or worse, ignore me. I would give everything only to hear their little voices one more time. Oh god, everything reacts when you make a sound. I wished for a different wish. I feared it. I feared it all, and then made sure I was always as safe as possible, whatever happened. I never realized how badly this would serve me. I never spoke to my parents after I left home. My whole path in life was a way of showing them how dumb they were. I get it now, though. I understand. I just wish I did sooner. There's no need to feel happy. That will only lead to more sadness. On the bright side, you... Never mind. I had some real friends in my youth. I used to hang out with a few other oil spills. I lost touch with them. I'm far too important, I thought to myself. I never had real friends again. I knew my grandparents, but I didn't really. Grown-ups never were real to me until I became one. They don't let you die here, it just goes on and on. I followed all the rules, you know. I did everything my parents taught me to. But over the years I became a living husk of a person. I never listened to myself, and by the time I tried, there was nothing there. All my life I've been afraid to step out of line. I've been on rails for years, now it's too late. No way of doing it over again. I wish I talked to my mother more. I wish I called more. There was so much time, and now there's none. I hate this place, and I hate you. What might have been? If only I stopped wanting more and more and more. I worked my entire life. I put it on my kids. Told them it was really for them. But really, I just wanted more for myself. I blew it. I had the biggest house you've ever seen. Gigantic. Now I have this entire wasteland of garbage. I worked so much, my marriage fell apart. There was a lot of things, of course. It all added up, but I never took the blame. Or realized I had any. This is the absolute most incredible, boring moment of my entire life. Right now, this one. Nothing is normal. I feel like I'm supposed to bring everyone together. You know, I took the whole thing too seriously. I wish I realized what a game it was. I was tricked. I never should have come here. Now I can't leave. My life is ruined. My world is ruined. There's nothing but ruin, ruin, ruin everywhere. There's so many of these. Some of them are like horrifying truths too. A lot of, well, it's most of them really. I think I'm supposed to create a Big Bang, maybe. That was one of the things I started with. If you bring everything together, although this wouldn't be enough in reality, it could expand, explode. This is the unpromised land. Join me, eyeballs, in the eyeball zone. This is no way to be. I'm the president of this garbage dump, and I hate it. Can the brain join the eyeballs? Are we not related? I spent the last 23 years of my life filled with rage for my sister. We shared a room for 10 years. She was my best friend who knew me better than anyone. Somehow I blocked her out. I felt like I needed to. She was on her way out before I found myself here. I never got to say goodbye. I kind of got everything I hoped for, but then I got more hopes too, and I wound up here. They're all different eye colors. You gotta help bust me out of this prison I put myself in. Is this hell? I expected it to be much nicer. I spent my life searching for this place, and now I wish I never found it. I forgot my name. I forget where I can't come from. I forget everything. We're trapped. I left behind everything for this. Everything I ever had. I never really knew my father. Not the way I should have. He was never a real person to me. So many times I could have asked him out. I never did. I spent my whole life worrying what others thought of me. What a terrible waste. It took me 24 years trying to get in here, and now I just want out. What is that? Dominoes? Seats? Oh, it's a roller coaster. Did I just hear an explosion? I'm special, I'm special, I'm special, I'm special, I'm special. I hate myself, I hate myself, I hate you. This is hell. Real, actual hell. What if it is? Definitely a different approach. It's all my fault. This is a total nightmare. You need to get me out of here. I'm reaching levels of personal sadness that shouldn't be possible. You gotta help me bust out this prison I put myself in. My children, won't ever see them again. I neglected them so much, always focusing on my own issues. I can't explain it. That's what seemed important at the time. They'll grow up to hate me. Or worse, ignore me. I would give everything only to hear their little voices one more time. I've lost it all. It's all gone. I tried to tell everyone, but they wouldn't listen. Now it's just me again. Where's that ticking coming from? I spent my life searching for this place, and now I wish I never found it. It seems like there's a clock. I've been kind of avoiding these. Hello, are you reacting to me? More eyeballs. Togetherness. We can't be alone when we're eyeballs. Oopsie, I'm not the eyeballs anymore. Now dance. And then summon more eyeballs into eyeball hell. That's right. The ultimate sin. The ultimate mistake is being here. Now summon more things to be here. Slicing up eyeballs, I want you to know. Girl is so groovy, I want you to know. Don't know about you, but I'm a debaser. Was the music happening before I did this? It's almost like I am progressing. Like that's the secret. Because the game sounds happier now. Is that language? Is that the letter K? What? Why is it called the Black Alphabet? Well, that got weird. I was not expecting to just see floating letters, but here we are. Look at my eyeball nebula. Isn't it nice? Do you like it? I made it special for you. I tried to be practical, you know? I went through it doing what I thought would be reliable. I don't know if any of it was. I'm special, I'm special, I'm special, I'm special. What is this? There's nothing but sadness here. It goes on for miles and miles. I'm the unknown planet. Can I descend into the unknown planet? This is where things go. Normal star. Oopsie. This is a lot to take in. This isn't anything like I expected. You weren't expecting a cloud of bananas? It is I, the banana herd. And some grape juice, I guess. Join me, food empire. Oh, that's a door, not a chocolate. Common mistake when you don't have sense of scale. Hey, look, it's my shoes. Yep. That's exactly what my shoes look like. Well, less polygonal. I feared it. I feared it all, and then made sure I was always as safe as possible whatever happened. I never realized how badly that would serve me. There's no need to feel happy. We have achieved video games. It is a well-known fact that streetlights are smaller than bongos. Much smaller. I think we have to keep going down. 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 Whoa. Am I okay? You are a novel. Why, thank you. Very polite. Something new. I haven't seen this kind of thing pop up this whole time. Wow. You're here. Is that my own... That's my own computer screen repeating. What a miserable place to find yourself. I think there's a PS4. Yeah, there's a PS4 attached to that. Everything here is frustrated. They all want to go back to the world that created them. But here they are, trapped in the world they created instead. This appears to be the one place we can't think ourselves out of. The harder we try, the more we get lost. This place isn't outside the universe, it's just a small corner of it that seems convincing. So much so that you can't convince anyone out of it. And so I've come to stay quiet, waiting for someone like you to come along and listen. As you have found yourself all the way here. You probably realize I could have nothing to say to you that you don't already know. And you can see that my thoughts and all the other thoughts in this world are your thoughts. And by listening to me, you are listening to yourself. Why hold on to these thoughts then? There's nothing precious about any of them. You can always let go of every single thought in your head. Of course, you'll be able to find them out in the world if you ever need reminding. So, if you can see a way with your thoughts, you can see your way out of here. Good luck, everyone. We can empty our mind. I think the game just did it automatically. Yeah, the things menu is just empty now. So that maybe undermined it a little bit, as that autoplay took hold and just did it on its own. Autoplay deleted all of the thoughts. Just thought it'd be a horrifying bag of xylophones. It really is a looping projection of my own screen. And I can be it. So they expect me to have a surge bar, an outlet, 2 speakers, some kind of cable box, and a PS4. The only part that's right is the screen. I'm playing this on PC with headphones in. You are everything, game. This is the game. This is the physical manifestation of the game. You hold B to empty. The game did that on autopilot without me doing it, which kind of undermines the moment. Whoops. But now with no thoughts, can I leave? The true villain was the narrator. All those audio logs. I had to forget them, and then I can escape. They drove me to hell. I might have to just kind of let it sit and see if it autopilots me out. That's how I got here. Oh wait, no, I just need to hit ascend. Planes flying along the techno sky. Congratulations, tutorial complete. Documentary mode available. What does that mean? There's fireworks happening. Welcome to everything. There we go. I don't think you can catch the fireworks. Oh yeah, they're definitely just coming out of the ground. Documentary. Everything cuts between things and travels the world randomly. What is gonna happen? I think we beat the game. I know I said tutorial complete, but I think it's being cheeky. I'm not actually sure what we're watching right now. I think it tried to... Is it trying to follow those birds, or did it try to catch the fireworks? Maybe the fireworks. Well, that was neat. I was gonna say thanks for the key, but I think this game was... I think I got this game because it was free on Epic on 1 week at some point. So if you want to check this game out, link in the description. Thanks for watching like always, guys. And I'll see you next time.